Aloha dear friends, all glories to Dhanvantari. In contradiction to what I said in the last video, I still want to continue to read something more here from Maya Tiwari, page 53 now, because it's a continuation of the last video, and I thought it's really related to that and of interest at the moment. So we're talking here about valid memory. Valid memory refers to those memories which have stood the test of time, though through all of our previous lives, and are available to serve as our personal wisdom in present and future lives. Valid memories incurred within each life attach themselves to the subtle body at the time of death. So I have to insert here that they are also in the subtle body partially already during this life, but in contradiction to other memories, they are kept there because they are partially also stored in the gross body. So we will hear more about that later. When the tissues decay, the physical body of a person dies, and the subtle body takes flight into the creation at large. Usually there are many unfinished agendas at the time of death, which are explained in one of three ways. The first two relate to valid memory, while the third explanation relates to invalid memory. Unfinished experiences result in unresolved memories. In other words, a process has begun, but the resolve or outcome has not yet been attained. All unresolved memories accompany the subtle body at the time of death, if they are the result of valid experiences. A valid memory, resolved or unresolved, is automatically programmed into the ahankar, or the false ego, while we are alive, and is transferred to the subtle body when we die. So this is also not completely clear again, as she's writing it, because the ahankar is in the subtle body. It pervades the gross body, so it's always in the subtle body. These valid memories are often physical experiences which, because they are not resolved, create intense longings in the mind. In such instances, the subtle body may not be able to mobilize its force in the direction of its cosmic origin, hovering instead around the familiar territory of its attachment. These encounters are commonly referred to as ghosts existing on the earthly plane. In most cases, the subtle body alights on its journey into creation and awaits its rebirth according to the universal law of karma. And if not, then the soul in her subtle body will stay around the territory of attachment. The second explanation relates to the individual who has finished or properly resolved his or her encounters in the present life before dying. These finished experiences result in resolved memories and are also carried in the subtle body at death. Where are we now? Although resolved experiences are never lived again in future lives, they are maintained in the ahankar of the next birth as cognitive memories of certain specific experiences, so we don't have to do the same things again. Once an experience is totally lived to its point of resolve, it is also carried in the buddhi and becomes our manifest wisdom. Wisdom that serves us in this and all the lives to come. This is why certain young people are referred to as old souls or as those who are wise beyond their years. The third possibility involves okay, that's the next paragraph, and it's called invalid memories. Almost forgot to say that. The third possibility involves experiences that are neither resolved nor unresolved, but are invalid. Even though they are carried in ahankar during the present life, these experiences dissipate at death and are not transferred to the subtle body. False perception conceived by humans, it seems, endure the same finite fate as all other human inventions. Invalid experiences entertain invalid memories. As we live, we are continuously creating memories. Most experiences in life are accumulated through mental and sensory perception, which are not known for their accurate results. Although the invalid may prevail for only a finite period, it creates great havoc and pain for as long as it is kept alive. So in turn, it will not create any havoc if this memory is not maintained as such. So that's another tool that we can use to heal ourselves. It is said that on average 7 out of 10 situations are perceived incorrectly. For example, when we look at light permeating through a crystal, we tend to attribute the spectrum of colors to the crystal rather than to the infraction of light. The valid experience is that the crystal is clear and colorless. However, until this fact is known, the perception that the crystal is colorful will prevail, which is an invalid experience. Similarly, we may perceive the sky as blue when in reality it is colorless space reflecting the clouds. We may be told the truth and due to certain circumstances believe it to be untrue. The belief that we were lied to and that the person who in actuality told the truth is a liar is invalid experience. We may think we know someone very well and then discover that though the superimposition of our own wishes upon the character of that person, we were blinded to the person's actual character. The sudden discovery is the real and valid experience, whereas the superimposed experience, regardless of the length of time it endures, is invalid. Invalid experiences are usually the experiences that create the most devastating pain. This is because of the 3 simultaneously occurring factors. At the cosmic level, we are blatantly confronted with a disconnection from our real nature. At the physical level, we literally have to extract the invalid conclusions from ahankar or false ego, and at the external level, we need to retract all that was previously projected onto our friends, family, and others. The physical extraction of data from ahankar and losing face to those close to you cause embarrassment to our personal ego. As necessary and painful as it is to remove the invalid information stored in memory, it is equally important to understand that a happy life can never be built on the retention of invalid memories. The cosmic realization that we need to remain connected to our cognitive nature is the positive lesson of these experiences. We can learn from it and, in the process, be comforted by the fact that even in the depths of despair, time heals all wounds. So now the time is over. The paragraph unfortunately is not completely finished, and I may continue in the next video, otherwise one day I will go on from there. I wish you all blessings and all glories to Dhanvantari. Thanks for listening. Aloha.